So as we look back on Josh Jackson's first season in Detroit, back in his hometown, and we look at his strengths, there's three that really stood out to me. His off the bounce to the rim game, his deep two shooting, which I'll explain more when we get there, and his ability to be a defensive disruptor. We're going to start with his off the bounce to the rim game, where he shot 62% at the rim. And there's a variety of situations where he got to the rim. Here in transition, we're going to see the little Euro sweep over the top of the defender and the same foot, same hand finish. This is tough, and this is something Josh Jackson is really good at. These tough, almost awkward looking finishes, which at times can be a blessing and also a curse as I set up my breakdown of where I'd like to see him improve. But he can make those tough finishes around the rim. Here we see him attack LeBron James and goes to that spin move. Beautiful move using his length and his athleticism to get to the rim in almost an isolation. These next two clips, we're going to see him shot fake. He's a good enough shooter. Nobody would say great by any means. Good enough to make people respect the shot. Gets the defender in the air, creates an advantage. And then that in and out. Look at this. If you can turn a defender's hips to the sideline off one dribble, you've done something pretty special with this move. And he's able to attack with his left and finish through with his left through contact. Nice little isolation. So now we see him here in isolation finishing at the rim. Again, here we'll see him relocate. Good enough shooter that Brandon Ingram's going to contest. Gets a little bit of advantage with the shot fake. And then I love this. Show and then turn. And the little baby hook over his left shoulder. This area right in here, this in between, is another area we'll talk about and must improve. Here we see him able to make this shot. He has a nice little, I don't want to call it a post game, but like turn over that left shoulder, little baby hook, usually using the backboard. And then the last situation is off screens. Here the Pistons, Dwayne Casey, his staff loves to get their guys off screens to their right hand. Little handoff with Mason Plumlee. Attacks, you see this extended finish. This is that in-between area where he only finished at 37%. He misses this one, but is able to use that at length and athleticism in second jump to go get his rebound and finish. And then in this last clip, we see him running off a staggered on the baseline, catches, immediately attacks, and that beautiful spin move that we saw that he used on LeBron James. And again, able to go get his own rebound, get back up, and finish. So that's the first area I really liked of Josh Jackson. His ability to use his athleticism, his length, his size, all of that to get to the rim in those variety of situations. The second is deep two shooting. I'm an analytics guy. I've said this before. I don't necessarily love this shot, but some guys need this in their game. I'm not sure JJ ever turns into a big-time three-point shooter, but he did shoot 45% on these deep twos, which is a nice percentage. So we'll see him here, and he loves the step back. Uses the ball screen in transition, step back, knockdown. So we're talking that 16, 17 foot area out to the 3-point line. Off the handoff from Plumlee, squares his man up, going to use the ball screen again. Boom, step back going to his left. Righties like to step back going to their left. It's the most natural step back. At least it was for me. And we see Josh Jackson very effective. Again, using a ball screen with Isaiah Stewart. Defender doesn't get through, stops, pulls up, and knocks it down. So I do think he was very nice in that deep two range. And I want to distinguish between that and the in-between that I'll break down for his must improve. And then finally, his ability to be a defensive disruptor. I think his defense was overlooked, undervalued. He does a great job. His length, his size, athleticism comes into play, and he's able to create steals and blocks. Here off the ball, look at this. I've been critical of Josh Jackson at times off the ball, losing his man. But here he recognizes the action, locates the best player on the floor, reads the action coming, and this is a layup if Josh Jackson off the ball doesn't read all of this, gets his hand in the passing lane, and creates the turnover. Here, playing off the ball again, sees the drive, able to step in with that long wingspan and quick hands, gets a deflection, and again creates a turnover to go the other way where he finishes in transition. And then finally, shot blocking. I think he does a really good job of this. He was a top 5 wing shot blocker in the entire NBA. Gets through the ball screen that's ghosted by Gobert. And then Clarkson, he's going to stay with him. And what I think, he does a great job of blocking shots from behind. And he does this. I saw multiple clips of this where he's able to get a shot block from behind. Again, not to hammer it too much, but his length and his athleticism. One more here in transition, able to block shots, chase it down, using that, hard work, hustle, and go and get it off the backboard. This still ends up in a bucket for the Magic, but his ability to chase that down and go get it was something I saw multiple times throughout the season as well. Just love his ability to disrupt things defensively. In conclusion, first year in Detroit for Josh Jackson, coming back home, I thought he showed a great ability to get to the rim off the bounce and finish at a good, not great maybe, but a good rate. That deep two shooting where he was very efficient, it maybe helps supplement not as strong 3-point game, and then his ability to be a defensive disruptor for this team.